There you go.
There you go. Now it's recording.
Well, I did hit it. Maybe it didn't go.
All
Okay.
right.
So, yeah, I'm not, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time here tonight on core. So, what I did, and I'm just letting everybody know when they're recording. So, everybody, I did put two files in both the RCIC Facebook group and the Pride Money Associates group to the last two, and they will be operating guide. It says core operating guide. So, get the zip because the zip also has, I have to email the zip. I can't like message it, send it a messenger. But
Yeah, that's going to make it a little challenging.
it walks through how to do core, how to set everything up, how to set all your projects up. Let me slow roll this while Kenny's coming on. So that way it basically walks you through everything, and it's got the PDFs that have those prompts in there for setting up buy box, setting up MRA, setting up comps, setting up ARV, doing skip tracing. It also has how to set up an operator guide, like how to convert them. Like if you get Cuyahoga County, but you're in Saline County, Kansas, you can just convert it over. It talks about how to do that. It also talks about how to set up your agents, and it also has the Delta prompt. So it's all
The
kind of cool.
agents as in
Yeah, the Delta protocols.
Yeah, the
agent
Delta
as a
protocol.
substitute for real estate agent type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's stuff in there for that too. Danny's going to try to fill in more blanks for us on that, but yeah.
Basically, so it is basically use core, which is this. It'll walk everybody through what's the start here.
This is the glue that holds it all together. Okay.
It'll talk about all the modes. And it'll talk about the stress deal playbook. So it's basically going to show you how to do core. Once everybody's got core down, we'll listen to the GPTs. But really, the stuff that I've been building, and I'm getting a lot of good feedback. Dude, nothing but, I mean, Kevin, tell everybody about the feedback you've been getting. It's just incredible.
Yeah, well, pretty much everybody's on here. We've had a discussion, except for a couple. I guess Kenny, you haven't been around yet. But for the most part, the way this thing is setting up right now, if everybody gives it the best punch that they can give it right up front, the very beginning, it sets a very good tone for everything. And the way everything is looking right now, you can definitely see a direction. And this has been going for what now? We're just crossing the 30-day Rubicon, right, Nate?
Yeah, it's about 30 on
okay. So the whole point is, some of you people have watched him do stuff when he plays with it on his laptop. Okay, we're due for an update on that, but I think you're going to find that we're in good shape regarding how this is going to work and how fast it's going to produce. And we're trying to tell everybody to find a large multifamily, 600-800 unit complexes, and try to roll one of those. Get it for like 40 or 50% ARV. Tack on 5%, and move it on to somebody else. Everybody needs to get just one of those done, and it's the fastest way to actually come out with some real cash with this thing. You can do it in 30 days or less. And this is what we're trying to do, because once everybody gets that monkey off their back, because we're talking millions of dollars at a time here. Everybody's going to be running in first deal, millions of dollars. Okay. Not value, but what you're taking home in your damn paycheck.
Right.
All right. So now if you do it this way, then that gives us a little more time. This machine gets to know who you are, and will continue to do it just like you just did it. And you're going to get nothing but the best from here going forward. Whereas if you put in something subpar, okay, you're going to take forever to slog through all that. There's going to be a lot of people that do that when they get the regular systems after the first one, when we start selling those, because they're not going to know any better. But yet they're still going to contribute to the overall health of the program because of the knowledge and everything else goes in there. So these are some things that we're trying to tell. The other thing is, I'm going to be attending this thing tomorrow, Nate. I found out it's tomorrow, where we're going to all be able to understand what it means to actually teach this kind of stuff to a large amount of people. Because where are we at? 32? So let's say we're going to be at a total of 50 people that have this knowledge and have this access, and that's it. Okay. You're talking about hundreds, if not thousands, of people that we're going to end up supporting. So you're going to get a chunk of this, and you're going to be able to charge accordingly, because now you've become an expert. It's like the Linux people. They made a small fortune when Linux first come out. If you knew how to fucking do Linux, you were making a boatload of money doing it for all these different companies. Well, this is the next level of that, the next generation of that, but it applies to a much larger scale. So these are the things that we're talking about here. And if you don't understand the extreme basic model, this is it. This ties it all together. It's extremely simple. It's not made to be complex. And the only thing that we can't or haven't been able to produce a guide for is this particular portion. So what's going to be happening with this video, you'll all be able to reference it and use it as the guide. Okay. If you can think about doing that, that'll kind of give you an idea where this fits. Also, the library is wide open. I just found out I got like 200 or 300 different things on YouTube. I didn't know that until 7 o'clock this morning. That was a trip. But the fact of the matter is we have everything that you need to know, or that it needs to know, we probably much have on hand. So the videos, and as he brings all these new modules out, I'm sending them out. Okay. That's why that one particular point that he was making where we can't send it through Messenger is very important, because that's one of the key parts of this thing. So it's another added security layer, because if you don't know that, you're not going to be able to do that.
Well, guys, if you guys go into the files tabs and you guys see the zips, those
Yes.
are what you want to pull up and then decide what you want to use. If you want like a product description, then I'll give you the Gumroad. Don't order it from the Gumroad. You guys have already paid. You remember, everything that we build, you have for life. You get it. So, but if you want to go and see product descriptions or what we're doing to the people that are coming in after June 1st, the Gumroad will have them by the end of the weekend. I'll have them all updated. But right now, all the systems, like this is, guys, this is Capital Passport, and this is actually what everybody can get this, guys, and it's loaded already with 446 private lenders. It's got 1,382 capital sources. It's got a capital assistant. So it's an intelligent AI underwriting assistant that guides borrowers through deal qualification, capital strategy, lender matching in real time. There's a deal analyzer. We have deal analyzers everywhere. We got them in core, what we're in right now. So here, real quick, before I go on too further, since we got a few more people coming on, I know Matt, Ginger, and Kenny just came on.
Right.
So you guys can use core, because we talk about Anthropic API. I know people are putting like $20, $50, $100 into that. Do not hit auto renew until you know, because that way it'll auto renew. Like you spend $20 in one day, it could auto renew. What you want to do is, as your strategy, use core like 90% of your work. Go over and use this for like Capital Passport. I mean, you got RCIC systems. You have your access key. You guys have more tools. You can mix and match. What I'm going to do this weekend is I'm going to combine a couple of these so there aren't like 4 different Capital Passports. There's going to be 2 versions of it. One is for operators and one is for the Capital platform. And you guys have access to all that.
Yeah, you guys are all on the operator level. The other people will be on the level below us. And this is what I'm talking about. You're going to be in a position that if anybody hangs up that's in that level, you'll be in a position to help them do whatever they got to do to get it fixed, because you'll have the operator keys on that thing. So this is the other part, and it's not going to take very long before you're going to be able to have these opportunities pop up. So keep an eye out for that.
So
this is not published.
Guys, you got a borrow intake system. You got a capital stack builder. You got all the SEO stuff, deployment documentation, white label rights. So this is like we've talked about, like I know since Ginger's on, Kevin and I, well, a couple of us came from the Lee Arnold system, guys. This is like incredible what this can do compared to like their private money.
That way, that's crazy, but yeah.
We can talk to you. We can help you guys set up if you want to go out there and do this as also beyond your own investing. If you want to be a broker, or if you want to, help provide capital. This is the capital system, and it's cool. You got this.
Right, and you can find out how to do all that in the Capital Passport.
Yeah, this will be part of the platform. There's a couple versions of that. And we'll show you that one. Yeah, then you guys will get into this other one. And so these are all going to be in zips. You guys can pull this out. Obviously, you guys know RCIC Systems is the main one besides core, but let me show you this other one that goes kind of with this. So, I mean, you'll see on the screen, guys, if you see like lender discovery, and you see like there's an operating guide for Capital Passport, so you guys can use that as well. But what I have is the Passport Cleaner and the lender discovery. These will go in there, so everybody's asked. We've got 1,382 lending sources. The Cleaner will go in there and help you like curate, help you. These are whether an operator or not, they'll help you curate, clean, replace lenders that may have gone out of business. It'll search. Lender discovery will go and search for more lenders. It's pretty sweet that way. Let me show you that one real quick. And then I'm going to show you a couple of these. And these are all, we can show. So this is another version of, and also Capital Passport. This is the platform you guys see. So that's a big difference. This is part of the platform. Let me go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so this has, this will go in and it'll talk about discoveries. There's NPLA, AAPL, the National Private Lenders Association, American Association of Private Lenders. It'll actually has a deal tracker. You also have lender discovery. So this will go out, we can search and we can go out to sources, NPLA, AAPL, SEC. Then we can search the SEC, NMLS, the National Association of Real Estate Investment Trusts, Bigger Pockets, Lender Finder, FDIC. It's got Lender 411. You got CREXI public profiles, LinkedIn company pages, Bigger Pockets. So you can go out there and use this to kind of find all these lenders, all these hedge funds, family offices and stuff. Then you got your passport. You'll be able to build this out. Keep in mind, guys, the operating guide I showed you goes through this. It is so detailed and it's easy. You just follow along and you can build it out yourself, probably in an hour. I mean, literally, that's how good it is. So, like I said, you got the deal analyzer, and then you can export and you can sync it. You can make a CSV export. There's a JSON, which is kind of, I can explain. It explains it in the operating guide, so I don't really have to go too much into it in a webhook. So it explains what all this is to sync it up. So this is one tool you guys have access to. I mean, like I said, take advantage of it because you guys have access to everything, which is the best part of being in what you guys came in a lifetime stuff. For taking that chance, taking the big swing at $3.99. Yeah, you guys get a lot of good stuff out of this. So let me go ahead and try to get back to a couple more of these. So it takes a second. And this is Netlify. So everything you have other than RCIC systems, you can log into it. Everything that you guys have is Netlify, so you guys will use this. So you'll want to get a Netlify account. It's free. You get 300 credits free. If you're only doing like a couple of these things, you're never going to have a problem. If you start really getting a lot, you want to start using a lot of them a lot, you probably just want to get the $9 a month account and you'll be fine. You'll get 1,000 credits. At $20 a month, you get 3,000 credits. I'm at 3,000 credits. You guys see all the stuff I'm doing. I've only gone through about 1,500 of my credits for the month. So it kind of is good. But you guys get into this stuff like here's the short, here's the capital passport. For those of you guys who have not seen it yet, we got deal DNA. Give me and take a look at these when I post these on Facebook because they're on there. You guys can go look at these more in detail. But there is capital passport. But one I created just last
That's an interesting version.
This is one I just kind of put together the last couple of days. I've been working on it. Keep in mind, a lot of the stuff I've been working on in GPT, and I just go to Claude, I just go to Anthropic to build it. So all these will need Anthropic API and MPL, and all that stuff. But this is, let me go ahead and real quick stop. I just want to make sure you guys can see this in a good quality way. So this is called, you guys know, everybody's talking about scraping. So I basically built this to be what I call, it's like strip mining. So instead of scraping the earth, where I told it I want to be like Palantir level NSA, this is really to go out there and, like I said, awaiting target coordinates. You push this strip mine business. Here you got your workflow. This goes through all your active leads and pipeline. This is your system architecture. And here's your
further. Can you imagine producing some content for somebody that asked for this, and you put their stuff in this particular module? How much do you think you could get out of doing that for somebody? Because their reports, these are reports that it generates that you can sell for somebody else, and generate and contribute to their capital and their particular.
And it walks you through how to settle
everything. But they don't have to have everything else. So there's a lot of opportunities around these things on top of just what it says it does. But you guys are going to have that capability.
You got motivated sellers, value add deals, off market, hard money, private equity, foreclosure, DSCR, syndications. It all has all that. Over here, you got distressed properties, DSCR programs. It brings up all these like probate tax sales. It has all the that's the feed, a bigger pocket syndication, multifamily. It's got all this stuff. Another feature, guys, that we started putting in over here on the right. If you always look at the top right, you'll always see the light display, so you can change it from light to dark, which is cool. So I like it dark. A lot of people like it light. You can also in any of the systems other than these all have to, if you change it, it goes to light on all the screens. RCIC systems, the main actually system. I don't know why it asked for. I hate this. Give me a second to get back to it. Dude, I hate this damn thing with WS. PS. I don't know why this thing keeps trying to download. This is like a free. I try to get rid of it. So give me 1 second, I'll be fine. I'll get back to what we're on. I have to go back to okay, let me make sure I'm on there. Okay, here we go. Here's RCIC. Let me go ahead and stop share again and reshare. Sorry. This WPS thing, I don't know, it's been, you guys ever experience that when something tries to keep loading and it's like a free version of like, there it is again. I don't know what the it's like a free version of like Excel and Word and all this stuff, and I don't know why it keeps trying to load. All right, so let's get back to this before I get too distracted. So you guys got all this information, right? You guys can go and it's pretty cool. We got an intelligence file. Guess what happens when you push the strip mine button after you get this all, and it does, you can go in and do social media. It'll scan through all the social media. It'll go through all the real estate forums. It'll start talking to distressed properties and lending and capital. It'll start looking for conversations in like Facebook and stuff. So when you're in all these groups, it can start finding people that may be talking about, they're just out there talking about, I'm looking at foreclosure. I just got, it basically scrapes and finds information like that. So you can get early detection. It's called, but if you guys go into here and, I have to put Anthropic API and all this, and I have to have it, you have to go through the operating guide. If you go through and push it, watch this. It's going to do a little bit of stuff, but it's not fully featured until you hook it up. But it's going through, this is a lot of good information that it's actually going through, guys. So here you guys go. I mean, I don't know if you can see it too much. I did put some screenshots out earlier. It basically looked for funding. It scores it. Here's a new DSCR product from a lender. Here's a bridge capital alert from a lender. Here's a DSCR investor alert, a rate drop. Private money alert. Here's $12 million available. This thing is going to go out and scrape those lenders. It's going to scrape those family offices, those hedge funds, those everything. So you're going to know if a lender's out there offering something and they're talking about on Facebook or anywhere, Bigger Pockets, any of these forums that it's programmed for, you're going to know.
See those numbers up there at the top?
Yeah.
Keep an eye on those, because the higher those numbers are, the more successful whatever you're trying to do that generated that number is going to be. And this is what it's going to do. It's going to, anything below 5, it's going to throw out. Okay. Under these certain circumstances. And this is one of the really, really wild things I saw this morning when I saw this. And if you could do that, you could fine tune this thing like a Swiss watch.
So here you guys go. Here's a LinkedIn private money network from LinkedIn, 6,200 members, multi-market, Colorado, Arizona, Texas, Florida. Deal size 1.5 million to 6 million point deal. It's got your LinkedIn, Cascade Capital Group, contact via post DM. Here's your timestamp of when you found it, May 24, 2026. 12 million available. It has the split. It has all the details. How important is that? Now you can go in here. Here's a obviously Kiavi. Then you got a Bridge Capital, CrowdStreet Capital, product launch. It's going to go out there and basically bring you everything. It's going to scrape. It's going to strip. I call it strip mining. I don't want to scrape. I want to go. I look to see what's on the other side of Earth from Colorado. That's I want to scrape all the way through Earth to find every lender, every funding source, every deal opportunity out there. So you think about these different things, guys, and you don't have to download them. You can just go log them in. You put the links on your computer, your phone, just log in. You get your login, you can host it on Netlify. You host these yourself. We don't host these. So none of this information gets shared with anybody else. It's all yours. It's proprietary to you. So you don't have to worry about it. Obviously I'm hoping that people will share if you're finding new lenders, send them to us. We'll make sure if there's really good lenders out there. But if you develop your own sources, it's you. You can make your decision what you want to do with it. I mean, I'm not, hopefully, you'll share a few of them. But guys, you go into here you guys go into tax sales, the DSCR programs. This is like your intelligence. You can go in here and execute this. So now I want to go and find that. I want to go find, so it gives you like 12 different things you can go in there. This is reaching out to social media channels, the forums and all this. I mean, here you guys
Where's
go.
your estimated time at there on this thing, Nate?
Yeah, it's pretty quick. You guys can be
What
up
is
in
it?
about 15
What's
minutes.
it telling you?
This is Visio Lending. You know, so it gives you all the
Wow.
information. Here's a DSCR from Kiavi, CrowdStreet again, Visio again. You know, there's obviously some of these are like, because they're in our database and I used it to train it. So you're gonna, once you guys connect it out there, it's gonna go out there and find your information for you. Here's syndications. Now it's gonna go through and find that. So you guys can search for like 12 different parameters. Lending and capital markets, distressed property signals, real estate forums and all that. It's pretty cool that way. Like I said, it's
See how
gonna,
those numbers are starting to climb a little bit up there?
yep. And guys, here is
You gotta
42.
keep an eye on those because it's really really wild. Because when it goes to the final thing, it gives you a percentage of accomplishment. In other words, winning. Okay, what's your percentage of winning with this particular deal structured the way it is, and it'll tell you that in a percentage note, like 73% or whatever. So this is just as interactive as you can get when you get down to the end of the line, and that's why I like it so much. See what we got here. Strip. Okay, forums, communities, stress property signals.
Here, I'll go back to dark because it'll show up a little bit better what they actually.
Yeah, you may have to.
Yeah, this is like.
It's got its good points and its bad points.
Yeah. No, I mean it's up to you as anybody else.
Yeah. Well, here you go. This is it right here.
There's 24 year urgency queue, 16 capital sources found, 16 distressed property signals, 12 syndication signals, 12 social intel items. So this is the intel, and it's actually good. You know, it's a bit. All these are. You guys can go to get the zips. You just need your Anthropic key, and I do have a guide in there for getting an Anthropic key. So, like I said, this is your intel, and it's pretty cool intelligence. You guys can do a lot with this. So that's just one more tool that we have. And like I said, I'm going to actually consolidate a couple of the passports. So there's a capital passport operator level. It'll still have the cleaner. It'll still have the discovery. And then I'm going to make a platform. And a platform is really if anybody's out there brokering your capital connector, or if, you know, and you guys can all have it as well. I mean, you guys will be out there doing a lot of stuff. It's pretty cool of what we're able to do. You guys have all the tools in the world that now. There's not a tool you guys won't have because you also have you know, get rid of a couple of these tabs. Let me go back to the project. So again, this is Netlify. It talks about us at Netlify.
Yeah, I was going to say, could you get more into that Netlify?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You guys get in there.
Kenny was kind of
And it
wanting
walks
to
you
get a
through.
little more information on how that works.
There's my RCIC account. You go to projects, and then it asks for deploy. And it's, I mean, it walks you through it. And when you guys do it for the first time and you need me on there, I'll do it. It's pretty cool. It's through I mean, like I can go through right now and I can go here, add new project. So if I want to add a new project, I can use GitHub, but I just go down here to when it's right there and I put files to, you know, you guys out of the, when you get the zip, you'll have an HTML. You go ahead and just put this browser file to upload right here. And you put that HTML in there. Then it's going to ask you to rename it. You can rename it whatever you want. The capital platform, you guys can also, there's a whole bunch of features where you can actually name it yourself, rename it. You can put a domain on it. It's yours. It's white label. That means it doesn't have to say RCIC at all. It's a good thing for if you're doing business. And I also, like I said, Neil Ginger and Kevin and I all came through, you know, Lee Arnold, and this is kind of like there's a lot of similarities to some of the stuff they do. They give you a back office, and this is kind of like a back office for anything you guys do. You can have all your and everything we do, all the different tools and stuff are in this.
I think Ginger could probably tell you the same thing, but this is so much of that on steroids. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it sure is.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's just, but you can see it. It just oozes all this stuff out of there. And he doesn't got a prayer against this right now. You know, he's going to be hunting us down.
Yeah. So let me find one more. There's a showcase, but
Just gotta find some way to make money. His stuff's dropping off.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's what I'm
You get
saying.
the
We're going to end up rescuing a guy that you wouldn't think you'd have to rescue.
Yeah, they've
this
been
is
calling me nonstop.
Serious?
crimes.
Trying to get you to sign up for something else?
Yep.
Yeah, I
What
was
ones have you done?
and they changed that whole back office around. So this is Signal, guys. You can get this. This is pretty cool. You can expose, your VA Texan number on the National DNC registry. It's a $1,500 fine, potentially $4,500 if deemed willful. So no audit trail to defend it. It basically runs you guys through being all compliant when you start making calls. If you have a VA, get them in this because
There's a lot to that. I've actually had to get certified in some of these little things he's talking about. And having this thing is like, it's just like insurance beyond all belief, because you don't need to make one little mistake and you're really in a bad way. And this thing basically heads all that off at the pass, because it will not allow anything that you're writing or it's writing or anything else to breach any of these protocols. And I don't think anybody can even think that. I don't think anybody's ever put something like this together, Nate, that covers this particular aspect of it.
E2P, which is a new thing. It basically carrier registered SMS. It basically helps you get registered. So there's a service, you go out there and they give you a number. And when you have that number, you basically are going through like the do not call registry and the blacklist alliance protection, because it basically, our Signal will not let you'll be able to connect it to a dialer, and I'm still looking into a dialer, but we got to also make sure, people aren't out there. If we have 100 people out there doing it, we don't need people like using a dialer, because the people that offer dialers, they have a lot of liability protection on it to get insurance. So I'm kind of like, if I have to get that or not, but this will walk you through all the process, and then you just got to, do
yeah, the way this thing works, you really have no business playing around at that level anyway.
Yeah,
because you've got, if you got the right gear, I mean, you can do all this stuff without having to go down that rabbit hole to begin with, because this is that good.
You mean no, you don't need to do random calls?
No, you don't need to do any of that kind of stuff. You just need to have specifically what you're looking for and the specific people that you're having to deal with on a specific deal. You shouldn't have to generate lists or any of that kind of stuff. The only thing that you want to have doing that, we've already gotten taken care of, and that's the Capital Passport. And it's got an update feature that we put in there too. So it's not a stale list that you're getting. It's constantly updated. And that's basically what, whatever happened with these people, how they're doing everything, it tracks all that. So you don't need to be going down that rabbit hole to begin with. So I would just avoid that at all costs anyway, because there's other ways to skin cats with this system that he's got here. And this is one of those things where you shouldn't need to go down that road.
Well, I mean, what do you need a VA for?
Well, the whole point is you're putting everything together and it has to communicate.
Yeah. A lot of people are wholesalers that are calling the list.
Yeah.
So from like when we run our,
if you're generating a report for somebody, you need to have that capability.
Okay.
They got to be able to send it to you. You've got to be able to disseminate it and get back to them. And that's basically what this does. But at the same time, it makes sure that there's nothing nefarious, or you're not going against any kind of FCC rule or any other kind of stupid shit that they put out there. It's stupid shit insurance is what it gets down to. And it doesn't cost you a dime. So everybody needs to use this and be aware of this. Just put it in everything you do. Make it modus operandi. Every time you do something, make sure it clears these protocols. And then that saves you a hell of a lot of problems.
So you guys see, this is actually a lender database, 446 lenders. And like I said, that cleaner one and the cleaner one and the discovery will help you clean this. And because some of these, sometimes they might go out of business, but here's a lender that does church financing. Here's one that does SBA, small business.
And this looks an awful lot like a certain person that we all know's lists too are kind of set up like this. You notice that? I mean, it's structured the same way practically. So it makes you wonder where he's getting his list from, Nate.
Leonard, or you're talking about
he might be getting it from us. Hell, who knows?
No, this is more set up like Leonard's. Because
there you go. He's got his too.
When you activate these, you can click on these. And guys, this banana, and that's where you change it over to light. So you guys see that it says hedge funds, family offices. There's capital sources. It also, we have deal analyzers. There's a deal analyzer in almost every one of our things except for Signal. So you guys can go in and the operating guide teaches you how to run this. is borrower intake. So you got borrowers if you're out there doing brokering, or if you're out there doing anything, you can put in credit scores, loan types, purchase, refi, cash out, fix and flip.
Okay, so
Single family resident. There you go, 21 to 100 units, commercial, 5 to 10 units, 2 to 4
you
units.
came up with let's say you came up with the property, you want to go for it. You put it in what, your deal or deal analyzed, and then, okay, you like it, then you send it on to the borrower. How do you get it to the borrower?
You can export it PDF or CSV or Word, any of the those types of documents, and then you can send it to them. Because neither of the AI programs, and I'll look at Anthropic and see if they do it. OpenAI will not email anything for you. You have to still do manually. It'll write everything for you, and you can download it and send it yourself.
I just found that out. They'll make it look like a good email, but then you got to copy it and send it yourself.
And I don't know if Anthropic's, both companies have some different things. Obviously, you guys remember just back in March when the Pentagon got into a huge battle with Anthropic, which is Claude, and OpenAI. Anthropic's like, no, we're not going to do this, and so the Pentagon just went to OpenAI, and OpenAI is like, hey, let's go let's go just use drones on for getting care. They're like, hey, it's a Pentagon.
I wonder if we could put a postmaster on there or something.
There's ways to do it. The operating guide is going to walk you through all that. It's even more stuff than I'm explaining because I'm having to learn how to use this from the operating guide, even though I built it. I mean,
right.
There's a lot more detail in the operating guide. I'll try to pull one of those up before we go back to core. So this is your assistant, guys. Here's your AI assistant, capital intelligence assistant. You can go through hard money. I know it's hard to see on Zoom. You guys will see it better if you guys, like I said, if you guys want them, and I'll make sure all these links are in the group. I just need to organize them so they're together. That way you have the capital passport, and then you have the operating guide. I don't want to have them like.
Yeah, folks, we're still trying to pull all this together, and that's kind of what we've been doing last 2
weeks.
weeks.
Operational. If you guys have your Anthropic API, you can get these, put it on Netlify. Decide what you want. If you want a passport, if you want Signal. Signal is probably not everybody here needs Signal yet. So I get capital passport, and then use at least get them going in Netlify. It'll walk you through Netlify. Literally, it's awesome. It'll even walk you through like when you're looking for your new API key the other day, Neil.
Yeah, I just made a new one.
Yeah, it'll walk you. The operating guide will walk you through that process of getting a replacement. Here's all your settings, guys. You can go in here and you can do all the. You can go in and there's some things you can change. You can change the colors of it. You really don't want to change a lot of stuff up here, but you guys can go out there and you guys can put in a new domain name. This is branding. These are all your meta tags, and it walks you through how to set up your own meta tags. So if you want to set it up for, your state, your company, but you get down in here, guys, and it'll walk it. Like I said, don't worry about what it says right now. Read the operator guide. It'll teach you how to put in geofencing. Geofencing is awesome. Basically, it'll really, what it'll do is it'll start, like, if you're really working an area, like I know, Ginger, where you're at in Texas, if you really just want to work in those markets, geofence, because it'll just really focus on that area. Anybody that's like in an area, like a specific, like you're not going national or you're not going statewide. If you really just want to focus in an area, 2 or 3 counties, it'll walk you through from the operating guide how to set up geofencing.
That's cool.
And you guys, over here's where you guys got your configuration. Here's where you put your API key. Then you get your AI system prompt. It tells you what to do. You are what brand AI capital advisor specializing in. This is for the tokens. Save your AI configuration, apply geofencing. You guys get down, here's all the, you can put all this, and like I said, I'm not going to walk through everything because you guys, the operating guides are really thorough. I was really happy with them. Let me try to pull one of them up so you guys can kind of just see, and then we'll go back to core, because I want to show a few things before we're done. Tonight, I'm really getting this on video and showing you guys. Tomorrow night, we're going to go through one more night of how to set up your buy box. But guys, go into the Files tab and pull up the core operating guide, the core operating guide zip tonight. And if you haven't finished setting up, just follow that operating guide, because that'll walk you through everything. And then you'll be tomorrow night. If everybody comes on tomorrow night and we got 8 to 10 people and they all say they're good, we're going to go into like how to run deals through core. So, because we've been focused a lot on the buy box setup and all that. And let me pull up one of the operating guides just to kind of show you guys.
iBox seems too restrictive sometimes.
Yeah.
It is what you make it.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Sorry, I have to keep going back and forth. I just like to make sure you
There's
guys.
one, Michelle, forget what her last name. She's on Facebook, and they run RV parks out of Colorado Springs. The parks are mostly back east.
So
But
here's
they,
the guide, guys. Here, you guys can go and it has the link on it. But you guys, overview. There's deploy. Talks about deploy, authorization, AI setup, data, features, maintenance, and frequently asked questions. So we'll talk about what you're deploying, your private lenders, your capital sources, how to add, how to research, how to add more, how to research them, AI tools. It talks about all the architecture. Then you guys don't worry about because this is the structure, file structure. You don't really have to do anything there. It just tells you what the file structure is. But you guys start wanting to go out and build some of your own stuff after you get expired. You start kind of going, okay, you start learning a lot about how the code works, how the back end works. Just remember,
You just copy paste like everybody else does.
deploy to Netlify. Talks about getting your Netlify account, upload or push the project folder, capital passport Netlify. Set your environmental variables. It talks about that. It's awesome, man. It's exactly where I go. So you follow this, and there's also a written version. So there's a PDF. Set your authorization method in the function, deploy and test. Then as your local development. Now you get down to member authorization, all your functions. It gets how the tokens work. It goes through everything. Here's your AI. Here's where you go, console.anthropic.com. It helps you set up your API key, your model. It uses Cloud Sonnet 4. It talks about that. Here's your rate limiting. Here's the default. This is like 8 AI calls per member per minute. You can adjust in the function. Right now it's set for 8, which most people shouldn't. Unless you guys are doing a ton of deals, you probably don't need more than 8. And then it talks about so here cost estimate. Each batch AI call analyzes up to 50 records and costs about a penny to 3 pennies. Per record analyst costs about 5 cents. At 100 active members doing 5 calls a day, $5 to $15. You guys aren't, there's not 100 active members. You guys are gonna have your own. It's one. So you're talking about 50 cents to $1 a day. And you're not going to use this 30 days a month. So it's pretty reasonable. AI, here's all your references. Score, flag, summary, gaps, analyze singles, analyze. What they're talking there is like 100 people is, somebody's out there like a Capital Connector, or, you're doing a lot of deals where you got people where you can grant access to other people as well. Which is,
in other words, you can build a network of your own out of some seriously massive stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, and we can help you build, because one of the other things that I'm gonna look at.
That's the consulting part that I keep talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna do an affiliate program. We'll talk about that tomorrow night. We need to put that together probably tomorrow. So we got white label showcase. You guys know there's the cleaner and all that stuff. So let me put in what. Trying to make sure I put the right.
V2, grab that.
Yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out which.
That V2 program is excellent.
Yeah, the V2 is the one you guys want. You want V2. If it ends in V2, get it, because those are the.
Well, they're all getting it because I'm sending it to everybody. So there, as you put it out there, it goes back out there. See, so they all have it today. They all got it today, supposedly.
Like I said, we just went through this as building your own capital passport, founder operating license. So you guys already have this, but if you guys go out there, and you guys will hear more about this in the next day or two, because we'll have the program together for the affiliates. We're selling the license, the founding operator license for this, and this is what people ask me about, the 1 to 25. That I know a few people ask me about. We're only going to do 25 people at this price, then it's going to go drastically up. So keep in mind, you guys are all in for life. Don't have to worry about it. But if you guys have people asking, that's what's cool. So for $750, and so eventually, if you guys are really learn this, and you guys are able to do this and help people get set up once you guys are ready, then we'll cut. Then you guys can go and make money off this as well. $750 if you go in and help them set up their deployment, their domain connection, their SSL, API configuration, all that. White label build out, and you guys can do this too. You can add your own custom branding, your own logos, your own, if you want to change colors, if you want to make it all white and take out that toggle, you can. If you just, it's awesome. You can make it. Here's your AI customization. You can change it on the prompts, underwriting configuration on the logic. So if you want to go to like 80%, which you don't want to do anyway, but if you just happen to do it, you can change that. Niche specific. Also down there, get the operator strategy session, 90-minute working session, offer architecture and pricing, how to set up borrower funnels, lender partnerships, local market positioning, AI workflows, recurring models. And so all these things are just book sessions. I'm putting that in this weekend. That'll go basically through us, through our billing system. But if you guys want to go out there and basically push this and do it yourselves, then we'll even come up with the affiliate pay for that. So then it wants to be like a train the trainer, which helps you just learn it better. And then you can apply it to your own deals. We want everybody here to make money, not only on your deals, but also with us. Because everybody's been in here for, Matt's been in here for 2019. So you guys are, a lot of people have been around for a while. We want you to make money. Operator Accelerator. So a hands-on implementation program for operators who want a fully operational capital platform business, not just software. This is for firms, serious firms, capital groups, deployment, branding, AI, funnel strategy, because we'll use some of this with Zishan. We can pay him out of this to go and, he's done all my stuff. He's from Pakistan. He's done all my stuff going back to 2017. So we can have him or somebody else do all their branding and stuff. So that gets us $500 for a 90-minute session. And then that's $5,000. That's full. This is the $500 session. This is full accelerator. We're going to go in there and help them get everything, their workflow going, their launch guide, help them launch, working calls. Then they got a capital partner program we got for that. So like I said, that's the capital passport on the platform. They get the platform, they get this, they'll get the cleaner, they'll get the discovery. You guys will also, and I just recommend that everybody in our program, all you guys, if you're an operator, just get the platform anyway, because you got it. It's free. It's, you can, and if you guys want to go deeper and all this other stuff, then it's actually, we'll help you because we'll train you so you can train other people. And if you don't want to train people and you want to train, it's up to you anyway. Just let me know. Everything is available to you. It's just keep in mind, we're going to be that's another reason I'm trying to get everybody through getting their buy boxes and all the core set up. Matter of fact, let's just move on back to that because I really want to get everybody back to core. And so when you guys get through core, RCIC, the original, the GPT, that's where you guys want to do a lot of because that's really where you're learning. While you're learning all these other systems, just you're not burning tokens. You're not like having to spend, you're with your API. Do as much as you can in core, build everything. Because you guys know what I'm doing is I am building everything in GPT and I'm taking over PDFs and I'm using it to build in Claude. And that's what's building all those systems. So do the same thing, you guys go your core, you guys start getting your projects, over here you get your set up new projects, you get your buy box, your MRA. The new operating guide walks you through all that. It's pretty cool. And it is, like I said, it's in the Facebook group. So it's kind of cool that way. Like I said, everybody's got disconnected systems. I'd like to get one system. It's going to be too big. So like I said, we're going to have Capital Passport platform. We're going to have Capital Passport operator. We're going to have Signal is live, but I don't think anybody right now needs Signal. And then I think obviously we got the intelligence one. You guys will want Intel. And then you guys have RCIC systems and core. It's like there's not. Realistically, we're obviously going to have the Texas one, which we have. I'll put that in Gumroad. So like I said, you guys can go to Gumroad and you guys can see the product descriptions and then just go back to the Facebook to files and download them, whatever matches. Now we have the product description. Do not go to Gumroad because it'll charge you. And most of these, what I'm showing you, are like $9.90 or like $1,000. And you guys can go out there and promote in these Facebook groups. If you guys see people asking, hey, what's the best skip tracing? What's this? What's that? You guys, like I said, if you can get somebody to come in, we'll give you money. And we're not talking about like typical affiliate pay, like real, you get us a lifetime somebody at $3,500, we'll pay you $1,000. I have no problem doing that. So we get an RCIC Acquisition OS. It's also available. We showed that a couple of weeks ago. There's a dashboard, buy box setup, market segmentation. It's all in Netlify. Then you guys get into the white label capital platform. It's operator-owned capital infrastructure. So obviously you have white label functionality, investor branding, capital deployment tracking, investor dashboards, deal pipeline visibility, capital passport integration, fund operator scalability. So everybody owns their own everything, workflow, relationships, infrastructure, it's all theirs. And how operators can use it and why this matters long term. So then you guys, the GIS Distress Intelligence Script Trace OS, we came out with that like 2 weeks ago. You guys can get that. That's also in Netlify. That gets in the GIS map layers. Remember that 911 uses GIS to build their maps for fire truck, fire and police and all that response. It has distress scoring, parcel intelligence, signal overlays, opportunity zones, skip trace workflows. Then you guys get into obviously the Delta Suite protocol. You guys remember that last week. That is a prompt, and that is actually in that zip for the for RCIC core that I put tonight. So if you guys go get that, the RCIC Delta Suite, and it tells you how to install it. I tried to make it today where you guys just follow that PDF and get everything set up. That Delta Suite protocol is what brings me all those. I show you those reports I get. I get 15 of them a week. Here's an Netlify API structure, all the walkthroughs. It walks through everything, guys. And you guys, it's pretty cool. But let me show you one of those reports. I got one this morning. Let's see if I can get it real quick. If it's going to be it. Those are projects. I gotta go through it.
Oh yeah, okay. Take
Yeah,
out hockey in Craig, by the way, and it doesn't do nothing for the town.
yeah, it's pretty interesting that way. Yeah, I'm trying to get over to my I was gonna show you guys one of the reports, but I think I actually posted one this
Weekly foreclosure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, there you go.
There you go.
See if that comes up. It should. Yeah, guys. So I get these reports, and this will go through pretty good reports. So I'll just go up here to the top real quick. So this was actually the prompt that I created to do that. But you guys will see like here where it says Dakota Sun. This is what we call the off ramps. You guys know that the on ramp is just back to your go back to your GPT, right? That's your on ramp. This is so remember that you're getting these links. There's your RD matrix. There's your multi-housing news for Denver multifamily preferred equity rescue. It's got all this kind of information on there. It helps you build these reports. I get a ton of reports, guys. I get 15 a week. It's really cool. I'm trying to find it because it's like mine's out of order a little bit because I was doing some work today on this. But
But you do the analysis too, or you have to sit down and go through
no,
them?
I'm just gonna pull up one of the reports in random. Okay, here you guys go. So you guys know this is actually one of the reports I get. It's run with the Delta Suite protocol.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so let me pull up in there.
Activity.
So I get this one every Thursday. I got this last Thursday. It runs the last 48 hours. So it's going to give you the county plus the zip activity. So keep in mind when you put your markets in, when you do the Delta Suite protocol, it says it'll walk you through how to change it from Colorado to your markets. Maybe you're in Texas and you're in Tarrant County and Dallas County or Harris County or Smith County or Bexar. You change it in there. You guys will come up here in Jefferson County, Colorado. It's going to tell you what's going on. Here's the new distress signals. and it's going to talk about the highest activity zip codes: 80127, 80128, 8000023, 8200215. You get in Denver, you get Arapahoe County, Douglas County, Boulder, El Paso, which is Colorado Springs. So it's going to give you a little summary of what's going on, what's the hot zip codes in those counties. You guys are going to get down to like Jefferson County, notable new filings, whatever your counties are, wherever you're at. It's going to give you guys, here's the trustee search, right? For Jefferson County, new NED, notice of election demand, notice of default. If these are non-judicial states, if you're in judicial states, it would be list pendants. A little bit different process, but learning mode will walk you through the difference in how to work, how to be successful in either non-judicial or judicial. Here's your key filings. It's going to have your case number. Here's the address, the balance, this when the sale is September. So plenty of time to work on this. This one's in Kipling Street in Lakewood, Miller Street in Wheat Ridge, Ponderosa and Evergreen. This is one we looked at for a little while. Balance is 325. This one in Evergreen in my hometown, it actually could be worth almost $900,000. So figure probably about, I was thinking about 125 for probably rehab, maybe another 50,000 for holding costs. 50,000 get up to about 600,000. You're talking $250,000-$300,000 profit on flipping this house in Evergreen on Ponderosa. You get to Boulder County, Prima Equity Distress. Here's the link. There's the off ramp. You can click on that. It'll take you through there, help you search and get all this information together on these. Or you can just actually copy and paste all these and go put those in your buy box in your markets, and then have it run it against your buy box. Have it scan there and see if any of these fit your buy box. You guys could throw like 1,500 properties in your buy box and have it go through there and pull out 5 that actually are going to fit exactly. You're never going to have a bad deal. Denver County, Arapahoe County. Here's your probate, your Fed, your overbid sources, Colorado judicial branches where you go for evictions, where you go for probates, public trustee. Here's 5 fastest moving micro markets. You can get these as well. And it gives you the 5 fastest: Littleton, Boulder, West Wheat Ridge, Aurora. There's Evergreen. Highland Hills is that one in Ponderosa. What your top actionable opportunities are. It's sweet. Then it gives you a tactical read. Jefferson remains the dominant upstream distress lane. Boulder's premium zips are surfacing larger balance opportunities. Evergreen introduces high equity mountain inventory with slower velocity but stronger upside. Denver remains tactical, auction driven. Aurora continues to produce scalable associate opportunities. I get 15 of these a week, guys. You can see right there's another one I got. Here's my foreclosure data analysis. It's going to open. So what it does is sends it to your email. And then basically you click on it and it opens a chat. And it takes about 30 seconds to 45 seconds for it to populate. And it has all those off links, all those off links. So let me come up here real quick too, just to show you how keep in mind sometimes you may get county may for some reason, like in January my county was doing IT maintenance. So if you click on it, it would come up nothing. Let me go into the step share reshare. This is just so I can make sure you guys can see it. So you guys know you still have to do all the human stuff like accept terms, Jefferson County foreclosure. So if I have all that information, which I do, which you saw on that other screen, you can put the foreclosure number, just search by it. You can put the borrower and grantor's name. You can go by a lot of information on how to search it, right? This is pretty incredible. You guys can go and let me try to move the screen up a little bit. I'm just going to be able to see there. But if you guys want to really go in and go look at foreclosure, the NED range, notice election demand, I'm just going to start on May 1st and I'm going to go up through. Well, I'm going to go through today. Why? Because close the business. They might have done stuff at 4 o'clock today. I doubt it. Jefferson County is usually like, hey, it's 2 o'clock. Let's leave. There you guys go. 17 records. These are foreclosure filings. And it gives you guys, there's the case number, the grantor, the homeowners, the street, the zip code, the subdivision, balance due, when the sale date, and the status. You guys, start working your way down. You can put this whole list in. I mean, you can go through and just copy and paste it just with your mouse or your finger, take it and put it in your buy box and have it run against your buy box and see if it'll scan through these, or you can do them individually. So
if you have the amount owed, how do you find out either what's the original loan or what it's worth today?
Let me show you exactly. This is going to be pretty cool. let me go ahead and I'm just trying to see if there's one that I kind of an area that I know, so I kind of walk you guys through it a little bit. Oh yeah, Glasgow. This is an apartment. This might be a little different. All right, so I'll show you. Okay, you guys see where it says foreclosure details. So here's 7700 West Glasgow Place Apartments 12D. So this is a condo. It gives you all the description, right? It gives you the current owner. It tells you there's it's not agricultural. So you go, here's your documents, Department of Transportation. The one you're really going to want is going to be the NED. And you guys will come back to that in a second, and I'll show you how to get that. Is this NED? The rest of these you guys can all just play with. You know, here's a note, Colorado Department of Transportation. If there's any kind of easement with the, you know, here's the news. The news one is basically them, whatever they're paying. Columbine Courier, Golden Transcript, $8. They have to publish it. Here's your withdrawal information. Obviously, there's nothing because it hasn't been withdrawn. This is your sale information. There's the mortgage holder. Here's the sale information. It's scheduled for September 9th. This will be filled in if it's sold. It won't be filled in until it's sold. Deficiency amount, if there's deficiency, if there's indebtedness, things like that, that'll all be filled in. Don't worry about it right now. Golden Transcript, they have to publish it twice. Here's the mailings, guys. Here's what you want to think also about skip tracing. The occupants are there. They have Raymond Apple. Here's, you know, they have all the three addresses, but you could find another address and find out they moved. Or you could find out, and these are the addresses you want to, you know, you can run it in RCIC Core, you can run it in the intelligence ones, the GIS Intelligence and skip trace one, and you can run it a couple different ways. Try to do as much as the skip tracing in a core as you can. You just have to go there because you might spend $1 on skip tracing over there with your API. Here's your, like I said, here's the law firm. Guess what? McCarthy and Holthus and Centennial, they're the law firm for the mortgage company. That's important. I'll come back to that. Deed, that's all your deed information. Once it's sold, they won't be filled out now. They have until August 26th to cure it, to intend to cure it, and then the 9th of the day before to cure it. Basics, here's your basics, guys. Here's some information when you go to basics. It's gonna have all that recorded dates, the deed of trust. Now, you know, here you go.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. So it's got your mortgage, it's got your original balance, outstanding principal balance, so they haven't paid very much on it. Outstanding principal, what the interest rate is, interest type, current holder, grantee, and the grantor. So you got all this information, right? And then you go up here and you've obviously got the bankruptcy. Obviously, there's no bankruptcy or temporary restraining orders. There is the address again. So here's what I was talking about. I want to actually get the NED. So let's see if that comes up. I just saved it. So now I'm going to go here and I'm actually going to get, let me show you guys real quick what I want to get. So I'm going to go back to the search list. And so I'm going to go back here and get Raymond Apple. And I'm just going to copy and paste it. I'm using my mouse. You guys can, if you guys use your finger, a lot of people prefer that. I'm going to on-ramp, which means I'm going back to RCIC. On my GPT, I'm going to, for you guys, I have to keep doing this like share screen. It kind of sucks, but I have to do it that way. So now I'm going to come here and I'm going to go find my, pull up my buy box where it says, you guys see where my buy box is. Got skip tracing. That's important. Keep in mind, you guys want to try to set yours up all together in the same place. You have buy box. You know, I bounce around a lot because obviously I'm doing a lot of building. So you want it that way, you just kind of keep a process. So you go buy box, markets, market reality assessment. But I'm kind of going to show you really quick. Let's get to my buy box. There you go. I'm going to put the address in there. I'm going to hit add photos and files. And you guys know I just saved that NED. Let me see if I get the NED. There's the NED. And I'm going to have it. I'm going to enter it. Now watch. There's all the information in one place, right? So now you can start processing it. So, okay. I might want to put that now in my buy box. And so now I want to go ahead and And I'm gonna go ahead real quick and see if I can, so I got it there, so I can start running it. I wanna run, can you pull comps? I'd use, you guys will have your comps tool. Mine's like out of order, so I'm just gonna do this manually. Around within the, then run MRA. And then I'm gonna have it run. Let me see, I might just go ahead and do this way. I'll just go ahead and try it this way again. Because it's not cooperating. Sometimes it does that when it's thinking. Yeah, you guys want to go through on that. So I'm gonna go back.
There's that copy paste nonsense I've been telling everybody about.
Yeah. Just to keep in mind, guys, I'm a little convoluted. Mine's mixed up. You want to kind of keep your buy box and then all your, your information over there. And so it does it over here.
And there it goes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to my other. See, this one is filled in a little bit. You guys want to have that? Let me go back over here real quick to. I'm just gonna start a new project, Glasgow. And so this is the beauty of having it like ever gets like you can just create a project for this. I'm just gonna create this in Glasgow. And I'm gonna have it. Can you run this? Can you run comps and air and MRA? And then I'll put that in here. So guys, there you go. There's your MRA snapshot. Subdivision, when it's recorded all that information, you start getting 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. If you guys are able to just, nobody likes Zillow and all that stuff, to go on there and you can get pictures because it helps if you got like, you can put up to usually like 8 pictures in through added photos and files and tell it, hey, these are 8 exterior, these are 8 interior. Get a couple of the kitchen if you can, a couple of living room, bathrooms, bedrooms, just kind of show it. It'll start helping a lot. Here's your claim balance due. Loan originated, your recorded date. Now you guys get into, here's your comps. There's Zillow, there's Trulia. So they're all in one place. I know not everybody likes these, they're real estate investors. There's homes.com. As you guys are working more areas, it'll start saving it. Keep in mind, even though I'm not working in a project and I'm telling you guys set up projects like it says in the operator's guide, that you guys can get off of the Facebook group, set it up that way. Just because it makes it easier to learn this. Keep in mind, I kind of know everything is. It wasn't set up this way. I've been working on this for over a year. So a lot of my stuff, I kind of know where it's at. I don't want you guys setting it up like that. I want you to keep like all 5 of those projects that I mentioned in the prompts all together, kind of in the same place in your projects. So this has all your comps. Here's your estimated as is market value range, conservative, fair retail value, optimal. You get in your equity position. It's going to start looking at, you're still going to have a few more checks to do, obviously. Here's your recent comps. And the beauty of this is a condo. So obviously 7700 West Glasgow Place. These are other condos in the same building, in the same complex. So that makes it a lot easier to get comps and be pretty accurate if you can look up to, let's see, what is this square footage wise? 732 to 756. You guys get down in here, look at there, here it gives your 920 square feet. So you can kind of compare it to these. And if you need to, just go ahead and copy and paste and have it do a deep dive on if one's close. Just, copy 7700 West Glasgow 22A, do it right here. Look at it. There's true. You can go right to it.
Not trapped by.
Yeah. So there's your on ramp. So you can go and pull up that actual information. That's pretty cool. This is a classic peak market acquisition, now trapped by its elevated interest rates, flattening attached home values, thin appreciation over townhouse stock, likely minimal amortization since origination. Based on current value indicators, this is probably not an equity foreclosure. It looks more like a payment distress event, strategic default risk, or ability to refinance. Because a lot of times what I'd like to do when you guys are starting to learn this is just copy and paste that whole. Some jurisdictions you guys can go to whole PDF and you can just put the PDF and it'll have all 17 of those listings. And you can put it into your buy box and ask it to parse it, according to your buy box when you're setting out your part, because it can go through 100 files, right? And it can tell you what 10 are going to meet your buy box. And then you can start running MRA comps on all 10 of those. And basically it'll do that work in like 10 minutes. Guys, Eric, who's Lulu, LAU in our group, Eric generated 1,000 foreclosures, and it took him a couple of days to get them all together. He put them in the system. Basically, he's ran comps, do their MRA, which is market reality assessment. That's our version of when a realtor does a CMA. Run your ARVs, do all that stuff, skip tracing. 12 minutes, he got down to 10. He compared it. He did manual underwriting. Did all 10 of them, compared it, said the numbers within 97% accuracy. I'll take 97%. Dude, I'll take 90%. I've been happy like 85 even. Like, hey, if this thing's accurate, because then you can, especially if you're able to get that across the board, and then you can just kind of, have a variance to kind of put a variance in there. Because that could.
Well, you can look at it several different ways, because in one way you could look at it as, okay, that's a percentage of what kind of success you can look out for. Or you could look at it as the percentage that you're going to have to be able to take it down, or whatever your particular situation calls for. And that's what's good, because it allows you several different things to go with that kind of a percentage. And so you're not really going to lose if you keep having that kind of stuff show up. All right. Well, all your funders in the Capital Passport are going to see that you're bringing these deals with this kind of quality stuff to them. You're going to get a lot better response from those guys, and they're not going to worry about what it is, as long as it'll be coming and beating the door to your, trying to beat a path to your door to get them to fund you, because you already have that kind of quality stuff that you're giving them. And that's exactly what this thing does. So if you were to do it as a white label kind of setup, think of having clients that would like to have a deal like that they could take to their lenders or whatever. Okay, you could say somebody that's an investor, you say, okay, well, here, let's do this, and you could joint venture with them, and you could throw everything at them, still make a bunch of money, carve some off to them. Okay, you got a sale. That didn't cost anything, did it? There's different ways of making this thing work, and that's what you need to understand, and be able to always look for opportunity with these things, because it's always going to be there. And if it's not, you guys are developers, build it. That's basically what this has all been about this evening, is being able to show that it's that easy on this stuff.
So I just generated for the Zoom, for the YouTube, because I'll process the Zoom. It'll take about 45 minutes. For the YouTube, it gave me 10 title options. Here's the best overall one. It said RCIC White Label Capital Platform, opportunities, not leads. We started getting rid of leads, because leads is like lead generation. We're trying to get people to use, these are opportunities. If you have 1,000 opportunities, leads are like lead generators. It's like prop stream deal machine. Let's get people, because you guys, when you get this tuned in, you got all the systems in the world now across the board. You get this tuned in, you are getting this stuff literally, because you can scrape and get all the pre-foreclosures. Then you can go to the AHJs like this, where I just went to Jefferson County. You guys are then getting the count. It releases tomorrow morning. I'll get Jefferson County. I didn't even know they were there. Yeah, they'll release all their NEDs tomorrow. So tomorrow night Zoom, I'll have all fresh, all across the board. I'll have my 2 nationwides. I'll have my Colorado, and I'll have my actionable opportunities. I'll get 4 reports tomorrow, and I'll save those and I can show them to you. So it's also got my YouTube description, and it's giving my hashtags. And so now I'm going to, can you generate a thumbnail for YouTube? It knows it is YT under 1. It requires to be 2 megabytes or smaller. I always put 1.99 to make sure. When I first started doing this, it was like, it had some issues, sometimes it would have like typos and stuff. Like I was kind of comparing it to like probably when they first started, using transporter beaming people on Star Trek. There were probably some accidents where people didn't make it all together. It's probably a lot like that. So it was kind of they fixed it because everything OpenAI and Claude, both these companies guys are going to be like I think Elon with SpaceX is going to be like $2 trillion on his IPO, and that's going to be starting in June and probably coming out in the fall, $2 trillion. I think OpenAI and Anthropic are both going to be about $1 trillion valuations. So they are really fixing a lot of this stuff. They're competitive guys. I build a lot of stuff here. I go to Claude. That's just making all those displays and all the stuff you guys saw earlier. Use Core to really build and do all your do all your back end. Use Claude if you guys want a Claude subscription, because you don't really have to even get one for the Anthropic API to work. There's my thumbnail, so it's all ready for me to generate that. So yeah, use Core as much as you can. And then use, that way you can kind of, maybe you got $20 in your API account, and maybe you use $5 a month instead of using 50. Use Core as much as you can, guys. Core is yours. You can build it. You can build onto it. You can build your own GPTs, everything. That way you can use all these other ones. You could actually build your business around it if you want to. Like I said, it is lucrative to help people with their deals. You can broker it. You can do all kinds of things. There's all kinds of strategies you guys can do with our platforms. So I'm going to go ahead and anybody got any questions? As I'm going to take the recording off. Or actually, really quick, let me kind of just do a round robin, just to kind of check with them. Hey, Brandon, what's going on? I got Brandon, I got Ginger, James, and Matt, and let's see. Kenny left. Looks like Kenny's not on here anymore. What's up, Brandon?
Brother, how are you?
Yeah, try to get there. You go. No, the little box was right over your face that has all the names of all the people, and I'm like, it's like going talking in a little box. It was great. Yeah, dude, go and check out that stuff. That other ones, those are cool. A lot of that stuff is more turnkey than Core. You want to build in Core, but it's incredible now what you guys can do across the board. So all those the things that I was showing earlier are all in there's some, but like all those are in the zips in the Facebook groups. So you guys can do the zips, and it talks to you. If you want to use one, if you guys don't want to use them, that's cool. That's awesome. They're yours. So you guys can go and take, has the operator guide. You can add Netlify, get API. Those things rock, dude. You get API. Did you put your multifamily stuff in there and your markets what you're looking for, and you press to use that Intel, that basically the strip mining one, dude, you're gonna find all the multifamily deals you want. It's gonna show up on your screen like 20 of them probably. I mean, that's how incredible it is. And then I'm telling everybody kind of use all the resources, combined. Think about how much firepower you got when you can go and do different things. To kind of do this. So it's pretty cool. What's else is new with you? Anything? How's James doing? Is he still healing from his accident?
Well, I haven't talked to him in a few months. The last time I talked to him, he was bouncing back and forth between Florida and Michigan, enjoying the vacation life.
He was holding up his hand, and I was like trying to figure. I was like, man, that would suck.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Yeah, luckily he didn't get hurt worse.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, let me know if you want to do one-on-one still, and we can go through this and
I desperately do.
Identify which are the ones that you can use on Netlify and API that will work best for you. Because some people will want it. Some people may want to do the capital platform and just have all the, even if you're just doing it for yourself. But you have the option if you ever want to like broker or help people with deals. So it's kind of cool.
I think that might be really a valuable thing for me. I've got a lot of friends that are lenders that would like to piggyback off of something like that. I do believe.
What we're also setting up is a way for them to also get added to those lists as like preferred, and there'll be rates, and they'll get some, they'll be at the top of the list. We're going to put that in. So we're putting that together as well as the affiliate program. And you guys can, I'm going to put in the lenders. We're going to probably over the next couple of weeks, probably by the end of June, we'll have it identified of maybe 15 to 20 those lenders that actually pay broker fees and connection fees and all that, which is cool. And we have all the, because that's where Ginger, Kevin, and I and Neil, we all started as private money brokers through Kogo, so we all have that same background. So it's kind of a cool program. I used to broker for about 10 different companies, so it's really, and you learn a lot by doing for other things, because you dial into things that helping so many other people. You usually make 1 to 5 points. So on average, I was making about 3 points, which is pretty good. So $3,000 in every 100,000 of a deal. So it's pretty, so that's a pretty good deal to make some extra cash and shit. People can do it as a full-time business. People can do it as a one-off. Yeah, let me know. We can do that. We can do we can schedule one-on-one.
Amazing.
Cool. All right, let me get up to Ginger here. What's going on?
Hey, not much. I'm just curious, like, if you do want us to share with people, do you want to share like a referral link, or just what you share? Or,
Right now, what we share, if you want to share it to people, and then
okay.
they come on, we may have to do manual. And obviously you guys, we're small enough where it's like, hey, I brought this
Yeah.
person in, they subscribed.
Right.
We'll
Okay.
put them together. Kevin and I will talk with Jesse, and I'll reach out to Paul on Saturday when I see him, and we'll figure out how to do the affiliate stuff and what we can do on the smaller ones. The smaller ones you can't really do a lot of cash on, but
Yeah, I gotcha.
but I mean, we made, I don't know. It's just everybody helps. And I was saying everybody helps because of all compounding intelligence. The
Oh
less
yeah.
we get this out there, the more we can make a lot of this universal. We can start taking over a lot of things. We have more resources than anybody. And I still have
Yeah.
only put about a third of what I have in. I mean, literally now I'm just trying to get these last ones done. And by the end of this weekend, all the zips, and then people can just use, like I said, just go to the zips, and they're kind of marked better than what I used to mark them. The RCIC Facebook group is easier to go through. And then we'll have all the updated ones. I'll have operator guides for the other ones, the ones that I don't have operator guides yet for. The operator guides are awesome. They'll just walk you through everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I've been looking at that stuff.
Yeah, so it'll walk you through it. Cool.
All right. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah, let's go through Matt. What's going on next to you, James, after that? What's going on with you? Hey, I looked up sam.gov, by the way, Matt. It was pretty cool. Pretty cool. I've been on there a while. It's been at least 5 years since I've been on there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, were you able to navigate it?
No, I didn't I just was looking at it just to see what the landing page was. Because it's, it was changed when I was, it used to be Fed BizOps when I was on there. It changed to sam.gov. Probably it was Fed BizOps when I was bidding on stuff in 2008 and 9. And when I worked for Paul, we were bidding on stuff with him, it had changed to sam.gov. And I had to sign up his company, which is different. And my company was a security contracting company with a DoD. So obviously we had to go through a lot of the security stuff, where he didn't have to go through that for doing construction projects. So that was kind of interesting. So how far have you gone on that? Are you pursuing anything? There's another avenue Matt can tell you guys if you guys are interested. How much stuff you think the federal government buys? It's all through that, except for maybe the CIA and stuff. They're probably, I actually looked to see if they were in there, and they're not. I'm sure they got their own purchasing. But yeah, so you guys, anything the government needs, if you guys are interested, Matt can help you guys and direct you, or maybe even partner with you, because he's got the training and stuff. What university was that through? I forgot what you told me that you went through was it a school or something that taught you that?
It was like a Villanova University
Okay.
online.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to I'm trying to create an operational app to where prime contractors will be able to monitor the full cycle of the government contracting space with my app. So they'll be able to do their due diligence. If they're awarded, they'll be able to track every task that needs to be done in order to complete the life cycle of the app and of the solicitation. And then, since some solicitations want you to store that information, the app will be able to hold all previous documentation. And since the app also makes sure that you're compliant with all the laws, because basically every word or every sentence in the solicitation is basically law that we're going to explicitly follow and do for the government. And that makes it easier for us, turning every word or every direction explicit, because there's nothing implied. And since it's codified, or meaning it's put into law, we know that we can have faith in following what it says on the solicitation without getting in trouble. If that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. Because guys, I've seen people like there was an American Greed episode where they were actually their 60s sisters were selling screws and bolts and nuts and stuff to the military or something, and then they ended up getting in trouble for something, and I think they ended up getting like 2 years in prison. They're in their 60s, but everybody knows the War Dogs movies. And those guys sold defective ammunition to the army for like Iraq, to get to the Iraqi, when they took over the Iraqi army. And those guys, when they had a movie made about them, that's how big that case was. So, like Matt's right, you guys, you can get in trouble for some of the stuff, but if you're honest and stuff, and you really want to go out there, then the government buys everything. And those of you guys that are real estate, the government buys real estate. The government needs housing, especially for the military. So a lot of we're outside of Peterson Air Force Base right now. They're adding 4,500 people to Peterson Air Force Base for Space Force, and they need housing. That's in southern Colorado Springs. If anybody looks at the map, Fort Carson's immediately to the west. It's on the east side of by the airport, by the Colorado Springs Airport. So 4,500 airmen, officers, and stuff. They're adding that many. Fort Carson also is adding more because they're adding a Ranger battalion, which is pretty cool. So anybody's interested, like get with Matt, and you guys need the connection, I can hook you up with him. He can guide you, he can partner with you, he can help you. We can work on the app too together if you want some help on that. Since I've been,
Sure.
Doing a lot of stuff, obviously. We can maybe make something that you can host on Netlify if you want. That's the best place to host it because it'll be free. You want to maybe put on GitHub, get a GitHub account, it's free, and then get a Netlify. Because on GitHub you can go and make all the changes and all that stuff, and then you can throw it on to Netlify and host it.
Yeah, that'd be great, because right now I'm trying to figure out more security questions and make sure that whenever a prime contractor signs up for my app, they'll be able to create employee accounts that can edit, view, and then the admin will be able to review whatever edits their employees do, so everything can stay compliant and stuff like that.
Yeah, start thinking about what you want in the app, and we'll get sit down and we'll build it out in GPT, and then we'll go to the cloud and build it. And I'll time it so we have an actual because a lot of times you get limits on the sessions over there. Making sure we can build it out and then have it built, and then you can try it out. And then a day or two later we can finish it. After we need to make some tweaks and shit. But that'd be awesome, man. I mean, anybody that's interested, let me know and I'll hook up with Matt. It's some cool shit that he's doing, guys. It's awesome, man. If you have a way to, even if you know somebody who could be the supplier, you could be the prime and they could be the supplier. You just got to make sure that they actually comply, because you are 100% responsible. The prime contractor is 100% responsible. Because we've been on a contract where the prime contractor ended up getting terminated, and we would have been the subcontractor, but the prime cut us out. So we were like, thank God. That was a good thing. But we were not happy about getting cut out when it happened, but 6 months later, when we heard they got in trouble, we were like, yeah, that was a relief. We're not going to federal prison. All right, cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
So sorry about that. I have one more question.
Oh, sorry.
You said on Netlify, so I think I've been only getting certain type of links. I didn't know that there was like a full dashboard. I've been just putting the links into ChatGPT, and it's been able to figure it out half through that. I've created a list of, and I put in like 200 plus units and in one of the databases, and it gave me like a CSV or an option to export CSV, PDF, and I have that. So I guess, and the scores are really high, so I guess my next move is to try to figure out if I can move on those properties.
Yeah, dude, let's do it. Matter of fact, are they multifamily?
Yeah.
Well, let me bring up James because he's big into multifamily. And yeah, dude, let's do it. Let's get together. Let's get you the right set of
Hey,
stuff. You have
yeah,
all.
sure, that's fine. Sorry, I'm replying to emails while I'm listening in.
Yeah. No, cool. Yeah, so Matt, let's do that. Make sure you got the right because you got access. You can download any of the stuff you want that we have.
22.
Netlify is where you guys just want to go get your Netlify account. It's free. I mean, set it up, and if people are getting 5 or 6 of these, and you're building it like I am, then you probably need the $9 one. But you won't need that for a month at least, or 2 months. But yeah, so from out for that. So guys, you
Okay.
want Netlify?
Leftovers.
Yeah, the only one
I
you
want a
want,
big multifamily to get going.
yeah, and you want GitHub. And so on GitHub, they have things called repos. It's not compared to cars for repo. It's repository. And I put a lot of the big stuff. Like I don't put these other apps that I've been building, the stuff that I showed you today in there. But like RCIC systems, I use repos and repository because you go in there, you can make all the changes and like go in there and add things, which is cool. That it basically pushes to Netlify, so you connect them and it sets it all up. I use Namecheap, so you can put domains and stuff. But yeah, Matt, we'll sit down and figure that all out for you on the real estate side. We can do that anytime you want, and then we'll get your app built.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Hey, James, you ready to talk, or you're good? Are you still on a call?
I'm still doing work, but yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, nothing. If you're good, if you want to wait till later after your call or whatever, that works too. I know since we talked for an hour and a half earlier.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
Whatever you want
let's
to
do it
do.
after.
I just try to give everybody at least a chance to say hi. That way people get to know each other. Because I'd like to get, you and Matt might make a pretty good team, even teaming up on some stuff.
Well,
So
and
I'll try
something
to
like
get
that with that
yeah,
multifamily might
yeah,
be a good first project to get a look. Remember how like Lee would say, everybody go do a wholesale deal. So you got a check and you got money, you can relax and then do the more complicated stuff.
exactly. That's what I've always taught. I've always told people you want to do this. You can't if you can't do it yet, go do
Right,
this, earn some EMD money, do some things like build up your nest egg. Don't put it in your personal
right.
build it over a year. Take learning mode in RCIC and start learning and building all your infrastructure ahead of when you're ready to do it, so you're all ready and build
Yeah,
up and start putting in deals you'd like to do because the system is gonna learn more from no's than it's gonna learn from yeses, and you can dial in and be so that way when you're ready to take something down, it's dialed in. You can do it quickly, and you can go and take stuff. Then they have access to capital passport. You can, especially this is what I'm telling people, and you know better because with the connection to Lee and all that stuff. Private money brokering. If people are out there doing that and they're capital connecting while they're working on their own deals, they're going to get better on their own deals because you're going to see everything and you're going to be able to go through, okay, I know this lender, that lender, because there's 1,382 funding sources. I could put the other 17,000 in, but they're all pension funds, endowment funds, and all that. It's kind of overkill. But no, yeah, learn everybody take advantage of everything to kind of get to what you want to be. If you've got to do a few things in the meantime, you got all the means to do this wholesale. You could lend EMD, do gap money, whatever, do smaller stuff. If you're out there looking to flip, flip is if the market slows down, think about it as your plan B, a short-term rental. You Airbnb it while it's on the market, things like that, and then you sell it or whatever. And then you don't have to lose money while it's sitting there empty. Maybe Airbnb it for 3 months or something while it's on the market. Hopefully, you can sell it before it goes on the market. Pre-sale, or you can really quick because they tend to show that. I haven't watched those A&E shows, God, probably in 5 years at least. Every once in a while, I've been at my parents' house. I'd show my parents one and laugh. My mom's like, "Is that what you do?" I'm like, "I don't do that." To be, it's like yeah. It's funny when she asked me that.
no, that's not what we do.
I was like, "No, Mom, I build skyscrapers." Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Neil, what do you need? I mean, more now from because you got the operator guides. You can probably
Yeah, I'm gonna start working on those again. Today was a traveling day, but I'm getting stuff. Like I said, and we were talking about it with, something I could do sort of quick to bring in a little extra cash, then I can relax and learn the other stuff,
Well,
Just-
I'll identify some of those companies you could even broker for.
okay.
Those things you can do. I mean, if you want to like Visio,
Yeah.
or Kogo, obviously.
Well, and it was suggested maybe do a big multifamily that's got a lot of.
What's
And
James is talking about us with Kevin and I, and we're like, get 4 or 5 people in the group on a couple of deals, go out and make some money doing a couple of things. I just
yeah,
don't have to even finish them or take or own them long term. Go out there and get a couple of people to go start finding these, get them in.
yeah,
Like we got some people in the group that can do the EMD and the gap funding to help us. They're in the group,
okay.
and we could use them. And then maybe just as a group, we go out there and maybe you don't make 100 grand, maybe it makes like 10 grand or whatever.
That sure would go a long ways.
And then we're doing all the other stuff in our systems to help everybody make, they can do capital passport and help people with broker money or run.
Especially my kids.
People can actually go through, you can set it up and run deals for, run all the stuff for people and put all their packages together and make, charge them money.
That's an interesting
In the world, because you can white label everything. You can put your name. I forget what your company used to be named. I was looking for your cards the other day. I was like, I had a bunch of cards from that time.
Funding Solutions R Us. That's
Yeah.
what we call it.
It was funding, wasn't it funding made easy or something?
Yeah, no, we went with the Solutions R Us type thing, or the R Us theme on a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to use that now. I'm going to use
No,
other stuff.
like I said, I was just making an example of that.
No, yeah. White labels.
And Brandon's multifamily right now, so everybody that's on right now could probably be a good part of the team for that. And we got Michael, we got all the people that are good.
Just a quick, easy wholesale. Pick something up,
2 or 3, 4 or 5 wholesale deals done.
over,
And
pick up
everybody
especially my kids. They're having to redo their whole lives practically.
yeah.
Come and find out with the death of my grandson, a bunch of stuff showed up in the family that's just puts us basically on our own, man. It's us, me and them, and instead of all the thought, their basic network fell out underneath them. So
Cool.
they're in a position to move, but we got even the whole